Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ron and I'm a software engineer in Vietnam. And now I will presentation about the different agent. One lab, I will apply the fanging, fan out, skill and reflection pattern. Uh, you can decide it in one agent. Mm, you can search in Google about reflection agent LangGraph. And you can see here the pattern I will do it. Uh, one isn't generative response or thinking, and we have a reflection to reflect answer and can improve the AI agent. So let's start. Uh, First of all, you can see we will start with generative query. That means you will generate the query to the Google and you can compile and collect the data in the Google. So I will decide a fan out to include it, and after that you can apply the fan in LangGraph to compile it with one final answer. And when you have a final answer about three query in the Google, you have one knock about reflection. Signal will reflection if the agent answer miss or not full, not perfect. Signal will have a cyclic to reflection and we will uh, generate query again. When we have a free loop, this is a map loop in SIG. We will we will end and respond for final answer not, and the final will respond for the user. So let's start with first of all step about install. I will install with the pick install LangGraph, LangChain, and LangChain Google Gemini, and I will define API key. I will get it in my secret key. So I will run it, and the next step I will define some functional about for digitization. You can see I define about get current date. I will define a recurrent date. Get result topic for if request has a history and combine the message into a single screen. And I have a functional about resolve URL. I I use the vertex access by Google can be research for the website, and it had a function about insert citations markers, and you can see it will respond for me about the text and about the link. For example, it will respond for me about a link about YouTube or the Vietnamnet for reference. I have one functional about get situations for includes with a test and the sum of it. So next step I will define about a prompt. I will have four prompt for bond for not. First of all, I have a prompt for a query letter. This is not generative query. Okay, and I will let it for example and for the response structure. The second, I will define a web research instruction. I will define it basic rule and about the reflection instructions. I will define its requirement output format for the AI can do this good. And the final, I will define the answer instruction with let the AI for thinking and summarize. So you can see I will the next step I will define a state. You can know state in LangGraph that means will you can set here and say about that means you define one node. One node can be agent, can be a functional, or can be a state of the AI can do this. One state will uh, with the flow of the agent, it will pass or not. So it's very important. I will define overall state, reflection state. Okay, and I will define a structured output for a response with a search queries and reflection. Now I configure for the model. So the next step I will define a node. So I will define the signal about query generative query node, web research node, web research reflection and evaluations research. And the final answer. You can see I will define it. Okay, you can see. Oh, let me see. Now I will define the generative query. Say exactly here generative query for me for generative code about the logic to generative query to the next step. And the continue to web research, I will define to a node. This is up here. You can see in the pictures. And the web research node is up here. And the node reflection, you can see in here for reflection for output the AI agent. And the final is finalized answer node for code. I code about the logic to format the prompt to respond. Now, when you have a node, you need to have the edge in the LangGraph to match the node together. You can see I will not stuck to generative query, and the next I will have a functional add conditional edge in LangGraph. That means you will match the node generative query to continue to the vectors submit here, and with a list about web research I will define 3 web research with list in Python. And when I find out sick, I will match the web research to the reflection with finding. I will have a receiver operation doc at in LangGraph. And the finals, I will match reflections and final answers to the end, and I will define the ending here with the final answer at the end. So when I run the code, you can see I will run the. As you can see, it can compile about my graph I define. You can see here, I will compile graph in LangGraph. You can see I start with start and the next step to generative query and web research. And when we have a web research and reflection, it we pick a cyclist and the final is final answer in the end. So the finals I will test it agent. I will define this query about content what the extent of Donald Trump policies in both on Vietnam. So you can see here, and I will define a market research loop with three and initial search query called which one, and it will run here. You can see the first step I will do with the generative query, and the search query I define is one. So it's the one query is not free query in here, and it will search Donald Trump administration's policies toward in Vietnam. You can see it will search for me about a sub garden, about a label and sub URL. You can check here the value. When it will compile and reserve for me, and when the next step will with a not reflection, the reflection will get the informations and we will reflect them for the AI for generative. And it's something AI need to administration check again Vietnam regarding. So we need to the next block is the second loop. So in the second loop you can see if you will search bus if we search on the garden not so you can see when I search the second loop in web search, you can see it will search query about let's see implement days and durations of various. So the web search result will answer for me is here, and a not reflection for me will evaluations like AI generative. So I will have a final answer with Shark. You can see here is the inclusion about Donald Trump policy imposed on Vietnam in 2025 to current day is July 25, 2026. That means the first will here about 2017 to 2021. So, second then, and about the policy in 2025 to 2026. You can see here, you can Chase and Jeffrey and were legacy issue in Vietnam. Okay, so the next test I will um, ask the AI for research for me about Xiaomi 17 Ultra, about price, RAM, the features. So you can see the first when I define it with three research look and three initial search query count, you can see it will define for um, two query about Xiaomi 17 Ultra Plus about the features and about the price. So the first note web search I will search for me about the Xiaomi 7 Ultra, and this is summarize for me. Okay, and with the second note will query about the detail of the features in detail. So when it search to search this search, and I will combine it into the reflection note. Uh, Signal will evaluation about the AI answer, about the features you can see here, and battery, about operating system, about design metro, about connectivity, about RAM, the storage, the price. And the final answer will answer for me about Xiaomi 17 Ultra about in July 25, 2026. You can see here it will uh, apply so it apply for me. You can see here with the test and the so upload for reference about the features CPU in Snapdragon in a Gen 3, and it will reference for me about display 6.73, about camera less car professional, about a battery changing, about operating system, and equivalence for me about connectivity. Okay, about RAM and CPU. You can see here it's getting music website, right? Okay, seeking my research, so I thank for watch and you for watching. So wish you have a career success. So thanks for watching.